Hi, this is Vicki with Learning Home Volunteers, and in this video segment, we will be talking about the role of the teachers in the lesson. As many of you know, at Learning Home Volunteers, we serve underserved communities in San Mateo County, working to ensure that all children enter school at parity. Research shows the number one indicator of future academic success is how prepared the child is for kindergarten. And to ensure that all the children that we serve are prepared, we provide in-home tutoring for children ages 3 to 5 once a week for an hour all year long. And these children will attend from the time they enter the program to the time they enter kindergarten. Our program pairs a volunteer teacher with a parent teacher, and they both co-teach the child. Today we're going to walk through a lesson and the research-based methodologies that our teachers use. Our lessons run for about an hour and is broken up as we see on the screen. Our program believes in child-directed play, so when the teacher selects learning activities from our Learning Activity Lending Library, it's based on the children's interests. They take 2, 3, or 4 activities to the lesson, and the child will choose which ones to play with and for how long. The volunteer teacher is typically met at the door or at the car, and greetings take place. The children that we serve are normally very excited to see the teacher and to begin their play. The co-teachers present the activities to the child to choose one, and the activities are unpacked one at a time, and each item in the activity is identified and discussed, and then play commences. During the play, our teachers will be weaving in language, encouraging the child, asking questions, and adding academic content. And in addition to that work, they will document the child playing with the activity, especially noting firsts or masteries of skills or any activity the child really enjoys. 10 minutes before the end of the lesson, the child will be given a 5-minute warning that the lesson will be over soon. And then at 5 minutes before the lesson, everyone will clean up. After cleanup is finished, the child will choose an activity to play with during the week while the volunteer teacher is gone. The next slide that we're going to see is actually a diagram downloadable from this video session, which uses icons to remind us about the roles that are filled by the teachers. So let's go through the icons one group at a time. The first and most important thing that the teacher does during the lesson is actually talk. Providing words, context, descriptions, and narrations surrounding the play helps extend vocabulary, helps teach words, and helps enhance the play. For example, say the child is holding a train engine in their hand and making train noises. The teacher might say, "Oh, you have an engine of the tray. You say engine," and wait for the answer. The train engine, pulls all of the other cars in the train. It is strong and sits at the front of the train. Let's look at those wheels. Do you think that they fit on the rail where the train runs? As you can see, the teacher here is narrating action, describing, identifying, and providing vocabulary around the play, and even encouraging practice of words that may be new to the child. So let's look at the next thing. Second, teachers engaged in what is called high-value conversation, namely conversations that require the other party in the conversation to think and respond. So our teachers may ask, "Is that train smooth or rough? Is it heavy or light? What kinds of noises does that train make?" Or they may ask a question about the future, like, "What is going to happen to the train next?" Or they may ask, "What is happening in play now? The engine is making lots of noises. What is the engine doing?" Or the the teacher may ask a question that falls into kind of the standard reporter questions: who, what, when, where, why. Who is driving the train? Where is the train going next? All of these encourage conversation and use of language by the child. Next, the teachers extend play. They may add more content to play by adding more vocabulary around the play, or facts or experiences about trains. For example, they may say, "Do you know that there are trains that run in our neighborhood not too far from here? They take people to go to different cities. I've been on a train. I had to buy a ticket from a machine, and the man checked the ticket to make sure I could ride." The teachers may also provide more precise words about the engine, like identifying the chimney or the firebox or the cattle catcher, all parts of the engine. They may look for things that they can compare and to contrast with other things that the child may know. So, children have ridden in cars. Do you think they have seat belts? Are there things that you tow behind your car? Or they may jump to similar content, but extend to a different area. Like, did you know that people can travel on buses? And multiple people can come in the same time, or airplanes? All of these extend the child's knowledge, vocabulary, and begin to extend the play. The other things that teachers do is to be the child's cheerleader. We want the child to feel supported and safe as they try new things. So we are the child's cheerleader throughout the play process. The teachers encourage the child to expand their skills. For example, to assemble the track. The child maybe chooses 2 pieces that they want to put together. And if they connect, high fives are given, and enthusiastic suggestions are given to do another piece. We also really see what the child is doing. For example, we might say, "You've selected a straight piece so the train can go straight. Good idea. I see that you're putting the tab from one piece into the hole in the other piece so it can actually connect. That looks like that's going to work." By seeing and providing vocabulary around it, it gives the child opportunities to be able to express these things that they are learning later, which is an important thing for school. The next thing teachers do is model persistence. When you're learning something new, things don't always work out the first time. To master a skill, you will probably have to try and fail multiple times until you succeed. So when you're young and everything is a new skill, persistence is going to be a skill which will help them on their journey. So let's go back to our train setup. Let's say that the child picks up a piece with the tab facing a different direction, and they can't make the piece fit into the other side. Teachers can model persistence by modeling the thinking process, something like this. "Oh, Maria, it looks like putting those 2 pieces together isn't easy. You did the last piece and it fit together. What do you think is hard about it this time?" And the child might respond, "Well, this one doesn't slide in." And the teacher could say, "Well, what do you think you should do?" And the child could say, "I should try a different piece." Well, that's a great solution. So the teacher encouraged it. If the child doesn't have an idea, then maybe the teacher could say, "Well, let's think about this and let's come up with some different ideas." And each would contribute a suggestion. And then the teacher would say, "Okay, let's go try and see which one of those works." Persistence is something that is easy to model and is a great skill for them to have. Another thing that our teachers do is to weave in preschool academic content: colors, numbers, shapes, and letters. So with the train engine, they might say, "Oh, I see you have a black train engine. What color are the wheels?" Maybe we would count the wheels. Maybe we would write the word train out. Look for the shapes of those wheels. All of that content can be added in. And then the pattern repeats itself. When the lesson is over, they begin to work for the next lesson. They reflect on what worked and what didn't work, what the child caused the child to engage in play, what kinds of activities would be a good fit for the next lesson. Are they obsessed about trains, and are we going to choose something, maybe a Thomas the Train book or a puzzle that might extend the play in a different direction? Are there new books that might be, that would enhance the play, or different books? Are there things that happened in the lesson, or does the teacher need ideas for the next lesson? Teachers can call or use the Resource Center or join us during a Saturday drop-in session to get ideas. We're always here to help the teacher deliver engaging lessons for our children. Thank you for tuning in and learning about the roles of teachers in our program. This concludes this video session. Thank you for listening.